If time was needed for distance, with absence has made the heart grow fonder. The marvel of music, socially engineered on purpose, so there would be no comparison, no thoughts to ponder. The world is riddled with riddles, billions of people trying to figure out life. It's pitiful. Enter our world. This podcast, this journey, the second phase of an analogy. This is a prelude for the story of Season 4. The Doneson Podcast. You better tell somebody.
Donesonians, the freedom of creativity has arrived. Let's take this journey from the US to Brazil, through India onto Europe, from Asia onto the transatlantic and throughout the world. We'll call it the dark side. The Doneson Podcast is in full effect. Watch it, feel it, listen to Shaana Montana, Uncle Rico, Rod, and Rollo. Let's put it where the goats can get
This is how I feel. Only God knows where this is going. We are on the heels of something so important. This podcast has many seasons, but it won't be the last. I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. I said, I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. Oh, yeah. It's the Doneson Podcast. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Montana, when's your birthday?
September 19th, Virgo season.
But we will
The
be
one and
there
only?
in the house.
Yes, yeah.
All right. So I was at a bar, so I yawned. You know how people yawn?
Yeah.
And I would see this female yawn across the way.
She's bored.
Yeah, she was bored. She would mirror. I figure like this. Every female mirrors everything that you do, especially if they yawn, they're looking at you, right?
Yeah.
And I walked over and asked her, and I said, "Hey, pretty lady, I can tell that you watch me because you're mirroring my actions." She said, "No, I was listening to your boring ass conversation." On that note, don't forget to tune in every Monday for the audio version of the Doneson Podcast, and every Wednesday on YouTube channel, the Doneson Podcast. All right.
Yeah.
As a reminder, we have a corporate team building project that has been going on involving Joey, Evan, Evic, Rollo, and Oliver. So the gang will be back next week. So I know everyone will be super excited to see them there. All right. It's time for the Doneson Riddle.
It's the Doneson Riddle Show. You have 60 seconds to solve the riddle, which is an ample amount of time. If you answer wrong, a dummy's getting electrocuted. And here's your host, Rod.
All right, check this out. Y'all ready? A woman shoots her husband. Then she holds him underwater for over 5 minutes. Finally, she hangs him. But 5 minutes later, they both go out together and enjoy a wonderful dining dinner together. How can this be? What is this?
Can you say it again, please?
Yeah, sure. A woman shoots her husband. Bang, bang. Then she holds him underwater for over 5 minutes. I love you, brother.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Finally, she hangs him. Damn. But 5 minutes later, they both go out together and enjoy a wonderful dinner together. How can this be?
She was dreaming.
She
was dreaming. Shit.
She shoots him and holds him underwater, so that was like temporary.
Think about it. She shoots her husband, shoots him, and she holds him underwater for over 5 minutes.
Drown.
So I'm thinking she already
Finally,
dead.
she hangs him. But 5 minutes later,
I got it.
What is it?
She's a photographer.
How you know that? Montana, come on now. You too damn good for this. Montana, is they crazy?
Yeah, so how you get that?
Because she shoots him and then she hangs him, drowns him. I thought about that, but that's just like a developer, old school water
Hang up
pictures.
picture. I got it. I get it. Okay.
Montana, you're great. You're really carrying the season on there.
I got you.
But you know what, Montana? They must be crazy. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Montana, here they go again. Another later. This is what they wrote.
Oh yeah.
A little oh yeah, a little oh no, and a lot. You gotta be kidding me. Montana is a crazy. Even though I'm feeling sad, it's only one day. I turn into you, it makes my day. I'm watching you YouTube on a Wednesday, listening this letter so funny. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so today's letter is titled, You Ain't My Baby. Location, Atlanta, Georgia. Writer is a millennial and they're anonymous. So it reads, I'm shocked. I didn't know that you thought like this. You hear this from me from the beginning. Now that I have committed to you, the truth comes out. I noticed that you didn't have much of an opinion in the beginning. I really noticed that now. Here, I thought that you were a great listener. Here, I thought that you were hanging on to my every word. You can always judge a person by their looks. You better start judging them by their opinion. Too many times you didn't have an opinion. You just listened. I wondered then what you were thinking. What I know is that what you were telling me now, you could have told me that then. Why did you wait? I knew my gut was telling me something then, but I didn't listen. If you want to attract somebody, run towards the conversation. Put yourself into conversations that are already happening so you can form an opinion. Don't run towards beauty. Don't run towards money. Don't run towards shelter. Don't run towards convenience. Don't run at all. Slowly walk towards the conversation. You know what?
All right, Montana, what do you think about this letter?
I think that I'm assuming. Let me see. Is this a woman? I'm assuming this is a woman, and I am going to say that she is on to something. Like, you gotta look at things further than what lies at a surface level. Our uncle ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it. R.I.P.
Keep it rolling.
You know,
Montana, go ahead.
so I'll say things that happen. As Rod laughs in my
boy.
ear.
I'm good.
I will say, you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
You ain't good.
Come on.
You say, oh, that sound like Magic Johnson in the 80s. But, you know, I'll say that what's best is if you do actually go beyond what people say. You gotta watch. I always say, don't believe what people tell you, believe what people show you. Act like your ears are broke. So go off of that, because you said you were hanging on to their every word. You were listening to certain things they were telling you, but then when you started really paying attention, you realized it was not what you thought. So Don't run towards them being handsome or the beauty. Don't run towards the money. Don't run towards the things that they are providing you. Go towards what you know for sure. And innately, as you get older, I would say if you're a millennial, you should know something like the core values, the integrity, the character, the main things that you want in a relationship. And they're going to be much deeper than the superficial things. Now, mind you, money does help. You don't want nobody that's completely broke.
Yeah.
Them having shelter does help. Them having a vehicle does help. Those things help. But it has to be deeper than that. So I think in this situation, the writer is completely right. You know, this person was paying attention to, and mind you, now that I think about it, said don't run towards beauty. This might have been a man writing this letter in. Either way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, either way.
Really?
For them to say that, yeah, it could have been either way. But overall, you got to look at the character, the integrity, how they show up in spaces. What do they say? I don't want them a Mother Tucker that's just, they look like they listening and agreeing with everything I'm saying. What's your thoughts on this? So it got to go deeper than that.
Yeah. Hey, what you think, huh?
Ready to die?
Believe what you see.
Believe all of what you see, half of what you hear.
Yeah, you're like Maya Angelou used to say. Once a person show you who they are, believe it.
Yeah.
Don't go to judging and trying to make excuses for them. They are who they are, man.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you got to believe people for what they present. And if a person presents you this is who they are and this is how they gonna behave, accept that and move on.
This is how they gonna show up.
Don't try to justify it or give it some other narrative. Mm-hmm. They are who they are, man. And that's just people in life. And we are who we are. We try to sugarcoat and disguise it all the time, but we are who we are. And it's gonna show every time. You can't hide it.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't hide it, man.
Right. Now, check this out, y'all. I just uncovered this information here on media corporations.
Okay.
Right? So who owns the media is the title of this episode. Now, 5 corporations own 90% of the United States media. All right. Now, landscape of the United States has become greatly consolidated over the past few decades. About 50 years ago, 90% of the United States media was owned by 50 companies. However, due to a series of mergers and acquisitions, 90% of the media were consumed and now owned by 5 mass media conglomerates. Let's take a listen and see if you watch any of these stations. Walt Disney, right? Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, as well as Film and TV, Disney Pictures, Disney Channels, ABC Network, Entertainment, Pixar, Marvel, History Channel, ESPN, 20th Century Fox, National Geographic, Lucasfilms, FX channels. All right. CBS Viacom, CBS SN, CBS Sports, Paramount Pictures, MTV, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, CNET, BET TV, Pluto TV, Showtime, Channel 5, UK, CMT, Network 10, TV Land, and VH1. Oh, the list gets incredible. Comcast Infinity, right? Comcast, NBC News, Universal Studios, Peacock, Golf Channel, the Olympic Channel, Oxygen, damn Oprah, USA Network, Sci-Fi Channel, MSNBC, CNNBC, DreamWorks, Universal Kids, Big Idea, Now TV, Sky TV, AT&T, Warner Media, HBO Max, Warner Brothers, HBO, Turner International, TNT, True TV, CNN, HLN, Boomerang, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim TV, Cinemax, DC Comics, Tooncast, Turner Classic Movies, Turner Sports, Bleacher Report. One more, y'all. One more. News Corp Australia, the Daily Telegraph, the Sunday Telegraphic, Herald Sun, the Courier Mail, the Sunday Mail, NT News, Gold Coast Bulletin, the Weekly Times, Vogue Australia, Vogue Living, GQ Australia Foretell. Now check this out. Binge, Bayo Sports, Sky News Australia, News UK, The Sun, The Times, The Sunday Times, Wireless, Dow Jones, The Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Financial News, the New York Post, Fox News. One more. Sinclair Broadcast Group is the largest owner of television station in the United States. Did y'all know that?
Did not.
Okay. Currently owning or operating a total of 193 outlets across the country in nearly 80 markets, ranging from markets as large as Washington, D.C., to as small as Snellville, Georgia. No, I'm just kidding. Steubenville, Ohio. The local broadcast television news is still now how most Americans get information about going on both nationally and their local communities. Sinclair regularly sends must-run segments to its stations across the country. Sinclair can sometimes dictate the content of your local newscast. Take a listen to this, y'all.
A viral video showing dozens of local TV anchors across the country reciting the same script addressing fake news has triggered major criticism. Sinclair Broadcast Group is the country's largest owner of TV stations. Its chairman, David Smith, told the New York Times it was a standard practice in the industry. Critics say this video has a political message and is pushing a conservative agenda on its viewers. 30 Sinclair-owned stations are CBS affiliates, and now the Justice Department is reviewing Sinclair's deal to buy a rival company. Paula Reed is in Washington with more.
Sinclair Broadcast Group runs local TV news stations that are seen in about 4 out of 10 American households. They're also trying to acquire Tribune stations that would allow them to be seen in even more homes. But it's a video of their anchors that has many people, including the president, talking and, of course, tweeting.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
In a now viral video, anchors from Sinclair news station
Montana, what do you think?
It's fake news.
You ain't right.
I mean, this is just the world we live in.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just what we have to deal with. This is where we are. It's a lot going on. You know, the news was crazy. It's like it's 24/7. I always feel like things that happen in the world, they've been happening, but we just now got like 24/7 access to them.
Right.
Whether it be, you know, CNN, Fox News, social media, whatever the case may be. So you just deal with it. If you don't like it, cut it off. Digest what you want to. It's like, take the meat, leave the bones. Take what you need to and leave the rest with it.
All right, good stuff, though. What you think?
Man, every news media is pushing an agenda.
The propaganda.
Yeah, all of them. I don't care which one you want to call it.
Yeah.
Fox, CNN, what everybody got their own agenda that they pushing, and they trying to get the masses of the people to accept. Mm-hmm. That's just the world we live in. That's reality. Everybody got an agenda, man. And if you think they don't, then you fooling.
You a damn fool.
Yeah. Damn fool. Yeah, everybody got an agenda, man. Come on, man. So it's up to you to decide and decipher which narrative aligns with you and how you truly think.
Right.
Don't be persuaded. Understand your own thoughts and pattern and things of what you want to accept in life and roll with that. Don't let them push their narrative upon you, because every outlet is trying to push a certain narrative.
Yeah.
I agree.
Every one of them.
I agree.
So you got to decide for yourself which best fits your life and what you want.
Exactly it.
For you. And that's the bottom line. Just roll with that, because man, everybody got an agenda. I got an agenda.
What's your agenda?
To do whatever I can when I want to. Basically, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah, but it's serious. Everybody got an agenda, man. Everybody got one.
Yeah.
And everybody trying to persuade somebody to follow them.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's not. We make it
Harder than what it is.
Yeah, harder than what it is. We
really ain't that
we really
hard.
do, man. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy ass world we live in. It's like Tupac said, you're gonna see some shit in the future, you just gotta laugh your way all the way through this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because it's crazy, man.
It's
The
what it
world
is.
is crazy now. The
Yeah.
world is really whacked out, man. And I think about it all the time. And I listen to some of his lyrics they used to talk about, and I said, man, this dude right on point,
I'm gonna
man.
rule the world.
You
I'm gonna
gotta
change
laugh
the
your way all the way
world.
through.
But I
some of this
guarantee
shit.
that I will spark the brain
crazy
that
ass
will
world,
change
man.
the world. And that's our job. It's to spark.
Well, that has been us on Propaganda. Thank you for tuning into the John Son Podcast.
Posse out.
The Doneson, it's a Doneson podcast.